All right, so on the left side, I chose an equation that has variables on both sides, and yes, I know there are fractions. So we will treat the same way that we'll treat regular numbers. The x variables, I have to put them together, and I will start by getting rid of the smallest. The smallest is the negative here, so I would add 3/4 x to both sides. Remember, both sides, they're defined by the equal. All right, so we're adding 3/4 and 1/2. 3/4 and 1/2. 3/4 is 0.75 and 1/2 is 0.5. And if it's hard for you to do that, you can put in your calculator, but you can make them have common denominator. You can multiply top and bottom here by 2. So 2/4 plus 3/4 would be 5/4. Bring the negative 3 down, and on the right side we have 2 because the x's are canceling out. So now here's a variable, you have this fraction and then negative 3. Remember, addition or subtraction are the first to go, so we have to get rid of this negative 3. So I'm adding 3 to both sides, the equal sign. And if I clean that up, I'm getting 5/4 x equals 5. At this point, it's very interesting because I have to get rid of this whole fraction. And although a lot of students prefer to divide both sides by 5/4, I would not recommend that because students make a lot of mistakes when they're trying to divide by fraction. Instead, I would really suggest to you anytime you have to get rid of the fraction to use what we call the reciprocal of the fraction. So let me copy the problem again. The reciprocal of this is just take this and flip it. So I would multiply both sides of the equation by the reciprocal of the original fraction I had. Now, reciprocal because if you multiply these fractions, and we multiply fractions across, of course, you get 20/20. So this gives you 1. So 1 times x gets me to where I want x by itself. On the other side, remember, we're multiplying across, so you can multiply 20/5, which is 4, or these two factors, top and bottom, cancel out, and I'm getting x equals 4. So there's my answer. Please do not forget to go back and check. So I will put the 4 in my original problem, which is the black one. So let me put it up there. So we would have 4 times 1/2. So half of 4, or 4 divided by 2, which is 2. 2 minus 3 is -1. So the left side gives me -1. Let me check the right side. If I put 4 here, these two 4s will go because 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom cancel out. So I really have 2 minus 3, which is -1. So I'm getting -1 equals -1, which is true. So that tells me that I'm correct. The other side of the other problem on the right side, it is an equation that looks very long, but in actuality it's not bad at all. So let's try to tackle this one step at a time. So first of all, because I see the parentheses, I will start by distributing. So distributive property here would give me 15h. Positive times a negative is negative. 5 times 9 is 45. Bring the -12 down. And I'm on the right side. The 12 is by itself. It has nothing to do with the parentheses. And I do have to distribute the -7, not the 7, the -7. This times this is -7h. And a negative times a negative is positive 63. At this point, you need to be checking every time what you're dealing with before you proceed with your steps. For example, I have like terms here that you should be putting together and like terms here that you should be putting together to make your problem smaller. So let me put these two together. Be careful, those are both negative, so when you add two negatives, you're going to get more negatives. On the other side, I have to put the numbers together, they're both positives. So 12 plus 63 is 75, and minus 7h. At this point, I have h's on both sides. I have to put them together, so I will get rid of the smallest, which is this. Adding 7h to both sides. I have 22h Bring that down, minus 57 equals 75. Numbers together. I need to get rid of this so they can be together, so adding, because addition is the inverse of subtraction. 22h equals, because this is gone, what is that, 122? 132 better. And dividing to get rid of the multiplication, dividing to get rid of the factor, and h will be equal to 6, if I divide correctly. Let's go back and check really quickly. If you have long equations like this, maybe you can check each side separately. So if I put 6 in the parentheses, 3 times 6 is 18. 18 minus 9 is 9. 5 times 9, 54 minus 12. So the left side gives me 54 minus 12, which is 42. Let's go to the right side. 6 minus 9. 6 minus 9 would be negative 3. Negative 7 times negative 3 would be positive 21. So I have 12 plus 21, which is 32. There's something wrong here. What is wrong? Let me go back and check. 18 minus 9, 9, 54 minus 12, 42. The first one looks good. Let me check the second again. 6 minus 9 is negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 7 is positive 21. It's 33. Where did we go wrong? 63, 15 minus 57, 75 minus 7h. I'm checking my work one more time. 6. 18 minus 9, 9. Oh, I know where we went wrong. Right here. 5. 18 minus 9 is 9. 5 times 9 is 45. That's not 54, 45. Minus 12. 45 minus 12 would be 33. So 33 equals 33. We are correct. So anyone can make a mistake, even myself, but checking has its benefits.